What was the major break for you and Erica to become Mary Mary?
The major break was meeting Warren. I would say meeting Warren Campbell, who's Erica's husband now. We met Warren. We was church kids. We grew up in the same circles. He had seen us a lot. I didn't remember, seeing him. Erica wasn't familiar with him, but we had been in the same spaces, all the young kids and the same, Pentecostal churches. You had the musicals and all that kind of stuff. And so there was a familiarity there, but we didn't know Warren. And I think we were introduced to Warren by a mutual friend who was a singer, and he was saying that he's trying to do a group thing. He's looking, he's a producer, and maybe it would be good to know him or whatever. And so we met Warren, and of course Warren immediately started liking Erica, so that started being a situation. But we were singing, and we were like the premier singers in our town, and Warren knew us as that. And we were singing together and writing songs, and it became this kind of writing thing. I think Warren had a publishing deal, and he was bringing us in, like, they write too, and we ended up getting a deal through his company. And while we had that deal, we were writing songs, and because we were like, okay, maybe we should do this group thing. And so we were writing songs, and we were singing and not soliciting our songs. We signed a deal with EMI, which is now Sony Publishing, and the same guy who is the head of Sony now is the guy who actually signed us. So he used to put all these different writers together, find out all the different music that was needed by different soundtracks, different record companies, different artists, and all that kind of stuff. And so we were writing, and I think one of our songs ended up getting into the right hands, and we ended up being on the Dr. Dolittle soundtrack. And but they wanted a more popular artist, so they put that song with Robin S., who was a big dance music artist. And so it was us and Robin S., and then we ended up getting another song, or I think we ended up getting commissioned to write a song for the Prince of Egypt soundtrack, and I think that was because of the Dr. Dolittle soundtrack, right?
Okay.
And we ended up writing the song Shackles, but we realized this song, we're going to have to keep this on because we are doing this artist thing too. And
wait,
this
y'all wrote Shackles for Prince of Egypt?
Shackles for the Prince of Egypt.
But y'all like, oh, that's too good.
That's exactly what we said. We said, no, we ain't giving this to no soundtrack. So we ended up writing another song, and I don't think they loved the other song that we wrote. And so we ended up pairing up with some popular producers in the gospel arena at that time. And we ended up pairing up, writing a song with them and singing it with us and another artist, I think Ty Tribbett. Yeah. And so we ended up doing that. And we took the song, Warren took the song, and because we were signed to him. And so he took the song and pitched it to countless different record companies and all of that kind of stuff. And Puff Daddy, I forgot what Bad Boy, he was interested in it, and Sony, Columbia was interested. So we went to New York to have meetings with both of them, and they absolutely loved the song Shackles. We were more interested in Sony, so we went with Sony, and everything just took off from there. But prior to that, we were fully committed to singing in our church choir. We were fully committed to doing this for free. We were fully committed to being passionate about it and being excellent about it just because we could. I think God blessed our faithfulness. Plus, we came from a praying church. And so when they seen that something more was happening with us, we were starting to travel with different people and make our living at doing music before we even had a record deal. They were praying that we would end up wherever God wanted us to be and that he would be glorified in our life. There was full-on prayer meetings, shut-ins, and everything for us. And so if you want to ask me, I believe our parents and our church prayed us into that position. And I believe our service, before anybody knew who we was, before there was any benefit to gain, we did it for free. We raised our own money for our own uniforms, for our own trips, for whatever it is that we had going on. We were fully committed to being in it. And I believe that God, first of all, I believe he chose us. But I also believe he blessed our faithfulness in the smaller things. I do think that. And I think the prayers of the righteous accomplish much, like the Bible said. And I believe their prayers over us have everything to do with us being in the space that we were in, because we had no idea. We was we was church girls. We spent a couple of years traveling around with singing background behind different R&B artists. And I also believe that was a hand of God too. And so we became a little bit more popular there, but we wasn't like world renowned or anything like that. I just believe that God blessed our parents' faithfulness. I believe the prayers of the righteous accomplish much. I believe our commitment to it the exact same way that we're committed now as the way we was committed when we was an evangelistic mass choir. I believe God blessed it, and he allowed us to be worldwide. Like on our first record became a top 40 regular hit in America. It became a top 10 in like urban music. A number 1 in gospel, was a top 10 all across the world.
Oh yeah, I was talking to my friend who's from Brazil last night, Nicole, and she said even in Brazil they were listening to it.
It was on countless in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, in South America. It was a top 10 regular hit on pop and mainstream music charts. Who knew? We didn't know enough to ask for that. We didn't know enough to want that. When they start telling us about spins and placements, we didn't even know what this stuff was. We were just like, oh, great. We didn't even know. Okay, so by the time
how old were y'all?
We were in our 20s, but we were from the church. We were not from. It was not this calculated, thought out. I want this level of success. We didn't even know what was happening. We was just going with the flow, and I mean, giving it our all and being excellent. And God was blessing us and expanding us and growing our platform and all of this kind of stuff. He picked us. He chose us. We didn't dream that. I didn't have a desire to be a singer growing up. I knew that I wanted to have a career in music after watching a movie that Whoopi, Sister Act.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg told Lauryn Hill's character, if you wake up every day and all you can think about is singing and all that kind of stuff, then that's what you're supposed to be. And I thought, well, the only thing that I really enjoy and I really think about doing is music related. So I was like, I'm probably going to be a teacher, and I'll probably teach music, not the younger kids. So I'll probably teach maybe junior high, high school, junior college level. That's what I thought my whole life would consist of.
Does Whoopi Goldberg and Lauryn Hill know they inspired Mary?
I'm thinking the Lord used Dr. Doolittle. I mean, like, who would have thought?
Listen,
Okay,
the Lord used the Prince of Egypt for us to write Shackles. Listen to what that song
that's a
is
great
saying.
movie.
It's totally, the song is about breaking free from bondage. We wrote that for the Prince of Egypt.
I love knowing that. That's amazing. Okay, I'm going to ask a dumb question. Okay, your name is not Mary. Erica's name is not Mary. Were your last names Mary? Were you Tina Mary? did y'all both get married and y'all like, I'm married, you're married, we're married. Mary. How did the name come to be?
Okay, so Warren was like, y'all need a name. Like, what should y'all be called? Atkins sisters, Tina and Erica. We couldn't figure out a name. And Warren was like,
y'all were Atkinsons?
Well, Atkins. He was saying Atkins sisters. Our last name is Atkins. Our maiden name is Atkins.
Like the Pokemon Ekans?
No, Atkins.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're Atkins, and it was like Atkins sisters, 2 light skinned chicks. I don't know, Erica and Tina.
2 light skinned chicks. That would have
probably would have worked. But we couldn't figure that thing out. And Warren was like, Mary. He was like, why? Because everybody think Mary is associated with Jesus' mama, Mary. So then we were like, yeah, that's dumb. Of course, me. I was like, yeah, that's dumb. And why 2 of them? Like, because it's both of y'all. I was like, we're gonna have to find a reason to make this work. And so Erica started doing some research, studying through the Bible. And so you have Mary, the mother, and this is what made the name stick for us. You have Mary, the mother of Christ, that most would say represent perfection. And then you have Mary Magdalene, Mary of Magdala. She had a story of imperfection. She got around a lot.
Oh, we'll say that.
Yeah, she was the garden tool. But once
She was a hoe. No.
Teddy, I was supposed to say that.
Yeah.
But once
Santa be yelling her name.
Listen, yeah, exactly. But once she met Jesus, his love changed her life. So we kept that name. It's like, okay, you got the imperfect and you got the perfect. And the imperfect is perfected by the love of Jesus. So we used the name and we kept it. It was like anybody can be changed by the love of Christ. And that's what made the name stick. But Warren came up with the name because he thought it was catchy. We kept it because he thought it was catchy, but because of the biblical, tie-in, you know what I mean? Like, because Mary Magdalene was out there. And so then everybody's question after that was, which Mary are you? I'm the perfect one.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but that's where the name came from.
That, I feel like logic or like behind the scenes look at why that name is what it is. I feel like even if you hated the name, like you were like at first, I don't like that. Like after you hear that, you're like, oh, we got to go with that.
Absolutely.
Like, that is beautiful.
Absolutely. Because for me, it had to make sense. And that's when it made sense.
Oh.
When Erica brought that, I was like, all right, now we can do this.
Hey y'all, we hope you loved this conversation. Here at Young Married Christian, we are on a mission to see a gospel-centered home made available for every single child in the foster care system. There are 400,000 kids in the foster care system, and there are 400,000 churches in America. Wow, that is crazy. This is absolutely a solvable problem, and we want to be a part of it. If you want to join us in that mission, text the word FREEDOM to 833-370-1610.
833-370-1610. 833-370-1610.
I just did it.
And another thing you can do that is really helpful is to smash the like button on this video.
Smash it like Satan's face. Crush it like it's Lucifer's head.
It really helps us a ton, so smash that like button, subscribe to this channel,
That's it.
smash the like button on this video.